Today we get back to where we were a week or so ago when Abigail needed brain surgery. That's my homemade gasket laid out on the engine side of the casting. It was traced off an originally. I've got the pattern stored for next time. It worked out pretty well. Takes a bit of time to cut that out, and it's got a bit of detail over that corner, some small holes and such, which the internal shape you got no idea about if you're only going by the outside shape of the pattern. And then even on the outside there's sections which the original OEM gasket leaves pieces here and here and here again, overhang, and it's thick around here when it only needs to be thin. That gasket, I suppose, took an hour or so to make. You can buy one for $30 or $35 or something. I choose to save the money. I'm just getting all the screws organised to put this cover back on. The copper washer from the temperature sensor decided to stay in position so I didn't upset that. This particular bolt in that position's got a rubber style seal washer on it because it goes into the inside of the case there, and oil could come out there if there wasn't a seal on the top. All the other bolts don't have washers. These ones actually have a washer behind the wire clip, not on top of the wire clip, just to protect the case from a marking from the wire clip itself. There's a wire clip there, holds rubber breather tubes and things that go down to the back wheel. Oil filter enclosure is ready to go, and there's some of the oil filter stuff. I've got a new K&N filter. I've got the O-ring, which is important to go in first, then the oil filter, then the spring behind it, then the large O-ring there goes inside the cover. The 3 screws hold it all together. That's probably close to happening next. I've got limited access while this engine's in the jig to the underside of the motor for cleaning, but you can see compared to up there where the aluminium is brighter, the dull section from here back through here is where it's been sitting on the dirt in the bash plate, and you can see erosion of the aluminium here and here and here from it sitting in that clayey, oily mud. And I think because it was sitting so tightly in the compacted crap under the motor, it's the reason why it didn't drop down when I undid the engine mounts. I've got that bit done while it's still in the frame here. I'm ready to tip the motor back onto its proper base, take those blocks off that are on the left hand side, start to think about setting the motor up for a start. I'm starting to put the stuff back on the motor that we had on before when we had a spark and things. I'm going to set up the carburettor and exhaust before I get all the electrics finished, starting with the intake manifold. There's a rag jammed in there at the moment. The original gasket, O-ring and intake manifold is just going to run again. Yes, there's a piece missing out of that gasket, but it's actually still stuck on the intake manifold there, so as I said, it's just going to run again like that. Okay, the carby's mounted up there, and I've also mounted the throttle on my temporary handlebar through there with the throttle cable. That's the butterfly operational. So I've got the Mikuni cover and my 3 dodgy screws and 1 original screw to go in that end cover, and I've also got the starter motor fitted there, and it's turning the kit over at this stage, so working on the throttle, and I'll put a choke cable on, get the exhaust and airbox and things rigged up on it. While I've been editing this video, I've realised I've left that rag in the inlet. That'll be my first job tomorrow, get that out. I might have it running tomorrow. I don't know whether that's a bit ambitious, but get out to your shed and have some fun.